Hey everyone, it's Lisa from the blog farmhouseonboone.com, and today I am going to do a Mennonite community grocery haul. Now this is a video that I wasn't even planning on making at all, but yesterday some friends of mine, I have a group of homeschool moms in the area, and we make it a habit to get together every Friday. Usually it's all the kids. For today's shopping trip, we just took, each of us took a couple of kids. Some of our older kids, just because it was going to be a really long day. But we normally get together every week. I encourage you that if you are feeling really alone as a mom, a homeschool mom, find a group like this. It has just been so valuable. It's valuable for the kids to have other kids to grow up with. Anyways, I wasn't even planning to make this video, but I felt like whenever I came home with all of this stuff, it'd be a really fun video. And so whenever we were out and about yesterday, my sister and I were both like, we should really share our hauls on our YouTube channel. So my sister Laura over at Our Oily House, she is also sharing what she brought home from the shopping trip, and we're sort of doing this as like a little collab so you can see what it is in case you have some kind of situation like this in your community. Now, I don't know that everybody does, but I will say that when we lived an hour away, there was an Amish or Mennonite community near there, and then there's also one near here. Both places that you could get bulk grains and butter. You can get a few different things over at the one near our old house than you can get here. That one was mostly Amish, this one's mostly Mennonite, but nonetheless, really great deals on bulk health type food at both places. So I do encourage you that if you don't know about one in your area, maybe start asking around, because sometimes this is information that's really just difficult to find. In our last house, it was an Amish community, and so it's not like you could find it online or a website. The first time I went, a lady from church actually brought me there, and I always just remembered how to get there from memory, but it was like way out in the middle of nowhere. And they would have a gallon of honey for less than $40 and a pound of grass-fed butter for $5. And so we would just go and stock up and get wheat berries and all of this stuff. So I was hoping that this place would be similar, and it really was. And so let me show you some of the things that we came up with. Now, the find of the day, I think this was agreed upon by everyone in our group. I'm pretty sure we bought most of it. Are these, one of the stores, or actually a couple of the stores, had, instead of like bulk grains and just, basic items, they actually had stuff from grocery stores that's about to expire that they were selling super cheap. So I love to buy organic, all-purpose, unbleached flour for my sourdough starter. And normally the kind that I get is like $7 or $8 for the 5-pound bag. But they actually had this pack of 8 5-pound bags, organic, and it was $8. It was, let me see here, it was, to be specific, $8.50. And it says best if used by October 2021, which is still not even here yet, so it's not even expired. I would be totally comfortable with using it well beyond that. So I bought a bunch. I bought 3 packages of this because, again, $8, so $1 per 5-pound bag of unbleached, all-purpose, organic flour. I plan to give a few bags to my mom and sister. They do sourdough as well, but they don't use quite the quantity that we do. I'm hoping that this whole winter, I never buy flour at all. I mean, I won't, there's no way I'll have to. Between having the wheat berries, which I also purchased, and this, I will take the bread flour component out of my normal sourdough bread recipe, replace it with all-purpose, and then the portion of whole grain wheat that it already has with my wheat berries. Between those two things, I think that I will have bread all winter on like $24. So that's gonna be really great. And then, if I use all of this before October 2022, which I'll have no problem doing, then I feel like what a good deal. And also it'll still be completely good, especially with it being a flour that doesn't have the bran in it, so it's not whole grain. It should last a really long time. The next find of the day, in my opinion, which I don't know if everybody in the group thought so, was this butter. Now I actually just went and grabbed it out of my freezer because I'm gonna store it in the freezer. We get this kind from Aldi all the time. It's an organic salted butter, non-GMO organic, and it is a pound of butter. This was $1.99 for the whole thing. And so it's, let's see here. I didn't even check the date. So it was best used in August. Again, now this, depending on your comfort level, this is something I'm 100% comfortable with because since it's fat and there's no milk in it, it doesn't spoil quickly. And so I will just keep this in the freezer. I will take it out as we need it. But honestly, I'm gonna go through these in the next couple of weeks because we often buy 2 of these exact ones every single week for our grocery order. And I ended up, I think, coming away with 5 of these. I bought what I could because this is 10 bucks for this much butter. Now, yes, we do have a dairy cow, and so I'm sure you're wondering, why are you buying butter? We are not getting enough cream. She gives us cream now that we put the calf on, and she helps with letdown, but still not enough cream that we're swimming in cream. Otherwise, I'd be making butter, making sour cream, making ice cream, you know, everything. But unfortunately, I can only really make things that require milk, like yogurt, kefir, cheese, things like that, because I only have enough cream for my coffee. So I'm still needing a lot of butter, and that's the kind I buy anyway. I also, another good find were these dates. I got this, I don't know, what is this? 2-pound package of dates. So it's a lot of dates for $3.02, and then this one was $3.32. So $1.49 a pound, and they look like nice dates. So those as dried fruit will keep a long time. I got a package of yeast for $4. I like to keep yeast on hand for quick type of breads, and I'm always buying it in those little packets. I remember getting this from the other Amish community where we used to live because it's just, you know, such a big pack for $4. I got this huge box, Butternut Squash. I think they said it was a 25-pound box. They grew it, so this was homegrown, for $9.95, which I honestly should have bought more boxes. They also had a box of acorn squash, but some of them had those little white spots on it. So I was a little bit worried that it would be like heading towards molding. But looking back, I should have got some. This is so random, but there was a grocery store that had outdated stuff, and we won't have any trouble going through these. But I just grabbed these. They're like clean granola bar type things. This whole bag, so I think there's like, I don't know, 20, 25 of these in here for $2.86. These are Bobos. My husband read them, they're like all good ingredients. They also threw in one of these RX bars down here. Luke ate one of these this morning. They're just fine. And again, with my number of kids, if they expire tomorrow, it's really not a problem because, you know, we don't always have bars here. And so something like that, they will go through no problem. I bought some bulk pepper for $2.50. We always run out of pepper, so that's fine. Bought some sucanat, which just stands for like a natural sugar. This was $1.89 a pound, so $9.45 for this. Not like the most incredible deal ever. Otherwise, I'd have to order this online, so. Okay, this right here, my friend Stephanie found this. Everybody went back and got some after she found it. This is organic lemon juice. And this 2-pack was $5. So we all just had to have it. I like to use it for homemade mayo, for guacamole. Now I realize I normally use lime juice, but I usually use lemon and lime interchangeably. So if I have lime, I use lime. If I have lemon, I use lemon for any of the applications that I would use the others for. You can use lemon juice to make cream cheese. I feel like there was other like things I was excited about using this for, but I can't really remember now. The kids were thinking they're gonna make some homemade lemonade, which is fine too. I think that I'll have no problem finding ways to use this $5 organic lemon juice. Cons, $7 for those. I got a pretty large thing of organic oats because we find it hard to find organic oats actually around here. This was $12 for this. I got this mineral sunscreen for $1, so it's like a zinc oxide based sunscreen, which we don't use a ton of sunscreen, but I do like to have it for days where we're out all day long, or if somebody forgot their hat. We normally just do swim shirts and hats, but for $1.35, I was like, we'll just keep that in the swim bag. I got some organic dark chocolate chips. This was not super cheap. I just grabbed it, so it was 12 bucks. I got some cocoa powder. I like cocoa powder in bulk. I usually get it from Azure Standard, but we actually just recently ran out, which we run out of cocoa powder this size because we cook and bake so much that we use a ton of salt, tons of cocoa powder, tons of flour. Those kind of ingredients don't go bad. So this was $7 at that grocery store that had some of the close to expiration type stuff. It expired June 2021, which is so recent. So these were each $5.40, and that's not like the best deal in the world. But for a medium roast whole bean coffee that I know we'll use, that was something that I was willing to grab. I know I picked up another one for $5 for the 12 ounce size, but oh, here it is. Just a Starbucks breakfast blend. If it's medium roast and it's whole bean, then we will like it. Like, we have coffees that we always buy. I always buy an organic coffee, but I know that if it's medium roast and whole bean, I'm going to like it. I always do. I got some Honest bubble bath for, I think it was $1. Some of my kids like to use a bubble bath, and so I just picked it up. It was one of my kids' birthday yesterday, so we got this happy birthday truffle, all clean ingredients for 99 cents. I got a couple of these avocado oil chips for $2.65. They had a health food store that had tinctures and herbs and all the kind of things that I love. And one of the things that I got was this. My daughter wanted to get this hot chocolate mix because it's all really clean ingredients. It's made from collagen, cocoa, xylitol, stevia. Anyways, very few ingredients. And so she thought it'd be fun to put a scoop of this into a mug to bring out whenever we're milking the cow and make a quick, fresh hot cocoa, which I thought was a cute idea. So I just bought that. That wasn't a discount store or anything, it was just a health food store. All right, the last food item that I got was a 50-pound bag of Wheat Montana white whole grain wheat, which I use in my sourdough bread. Anytime I'm using a whole grain flour, I use a white whole grain wheat, and then I just mill it in my mill. Now, a lot of you ask about storage. So far, I just use 5-gallon buckets and the Gamma lids. They are the lids that spin on the top, so they're really easy to access. And those just work really well for me. They're really tight so that no bugs can get in. So those are great. Now, we also did go to a Mennonite homeschool shop, which we were all kind of geeking out over, to be honest with you. All of my friends. Luke and I have already been using the Rod and Staff science curriculum. We've gone through books 2, 3, and 4. So while I was there, I grabbed books 5 and 6 just to continue in that, because we already started with it and it's just like a little easy science lesson to do each day. I also grabbed a few handwriting workbooks for a couple of my kids that need help with their handwriting, and then a phonics workbook for one child in particular. So I didn't grab a ton there, but I could see going back and getting more as we need things. All right, well, I think that's it, unless I put something away and missed it. Make sure to go over to my sister Laura's channel over at Our Oily House. She will be sharing all of the things that she brought home, a lot of it similar, but a few other things as well. And I hope that you can ask around in your area and find if you have something similar to this. I have friends, the one that actually introduced us to this particular community, who goes up on a regular basis. She lives a couple hours away, but she will go there like once a month, stock up on everything, and it just keeps her grocery budget so low. They also did have like meats and cheeses, and I already have good sources for that, but I imagine they were probably a really good price. And so even if you know your area or where you live doesn't have these really great prices on groceries, you could travel to a place like that, stock up, really plan ahead, and then, you know, essentially that be your grocery prices, which is pretty cool. Especially, I mean, I don't know if you can find deals this good. I was pretty impressed with this, but even still, something like the community we had at our last house where we could buy bulk wheat, bulk honey. That's what I forgot. Let me get my honey. Okay, I also did grab this 1 gallon jar of honey for $39.95. So again, that was very similar to the price from our last Amish community that we shopped at. So if you can find something like that, this is raw Missouri honey. You can still eat really, really healthy and spend very little money. All right, well, thank you so much for watching this video. If you are brand new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I make 2 new videos every week on food from scratch, natural living, and a handmade home. Thank you so much for stopping by the farmhouse.